Hi, I'm Carter, just your average guy working in tech sales who finally got his own place. Never thought my housewarming party would end with a trip to the emergency room, especially not because of my best friend of 15 years. This view is insane, bro. My brother James was arranging drinks on the kitchen counter. No wonder Sarah helped you pick this place. Yeah, Sarah's got great taste. She'll be here soon with the food. I smiled, thinking about my girlfriend of 2 years. The doorbell rang early. It was Melissa, my friend since middle school, carrying a gift bag. Her smile seemed tight. Thought I'd come help set up. Marcus will be here later. She walked in, eyes scanning every detail of my new place. Remember when we said we'd be roommates after college? She placed her gift down. But then you got that promotion and moved in with Sarah instead. Come on, Mel, that was just silly college talk. Silly? I meant every word. Her voice had an edge I'd never heard before. Hey, Melissa, James called from the kitchen. How's the new job? She ignored him, following me to the living room. Remember junior year when I broke up with Jake? I did that for you, but you never noticed. What are you talking about? The party started filling up. Diana, our friend from college, was sharing stories when Sarah arrived with the food. Traffic was crazy. Oh, hi, Melissa. Didn't expect you so early. Why not? I've known Carter longer than anyone here. Melissa's eyes were fixed on Sarah's hand on my arm. Throughout the evening, Melissa kept interrupting my conversations, especially with Sarah. Even Marcus, her boyfriend, couldn't hold her attention. Carter, we need to talk. Melissa cornered me in the hallway. I've waited 15 years, watched you date other girls, thinking you'd eventually realize. Even got with Marcus, hoping you get jealous. Realize what? That we're meant to be together. I've loved you since 9th grade. Then she shows up and after 2 years gets everything I've wanted? Melissa, I never knew. Exactly, you never saw me. Her eyes darted to the decorative mirror. If you won't choose me. I didn't see her grab it, just felt the impact. Through the blood and dizziness, I heard her scream. If I can't have you, she can't either. James tackled her as Sarah screamed. Diana called 911 while Marcus stood frozen, watching his girlfriend being restrained. Now I'm in the hospital, head throbbing, piecing together 15 years of missed signs. Sarah's asleep beside me. James is talking to police, and Diana's texts are revealing years of Melissa's obsession that everyone saw except me. Turns out my childhood best friend had been living in a different version of our friendship all along. One where every moment we shared was building towards something more, something that existed only in her mind. The hospital lights were finally starting to feel less harsh when Diana rushed in, clutching her laptop. You need to see this. I've been going through our old college group photos and social media after what happened. Can't this wait? My head's still spinning. No, it can't. Look at these photos from every party, every hangout. Diana turned the screen toward me. Sure enough, there was Melissa, always positioned right next to me, her eyes focused on me in every shot, even when she was supposed to be with Marcus. There's more. Diana pulled up a folder of screenshots. Remember when Sarah first started coming around? Melissa created a fake profile to send her threatening messages. What? How did you? Marcus sent these to me this morning. He's been collecting evidence of Melissa's behavior for months. Says she'd go into rages whenever you posted anything about Sarah. James walked in, his face tense. Just got off the phone with Marcus. Apparently this isn't Melissa's first rodeo with violence. What do you mean? Remember Lisa from her old job? The one who supposedly fell down the stairs? Yeah, she left town after that. Marcus says Melissa bragged about pushing her after Lisa got the promotion she wanted. My head started throbbing again, but not from the injury. Why didn't anyone tell me? We tried, bro. Remember that dinner last month when Sarah brought up Melissa's weird behavior? You defended her, said we didn't understand your friendship. Sarah burst into the room, her face pale. You guys won't believe what I just found. I work at the courthouse, remember? I pulled some strings. She spread out several documents on my hospital bed. Melissa has a sealed juvenile record, 3 assault cases, all against girls who either dated her crushes or got positions she wanted. That's not all, Diana added. Remember Jenny from high school? The girl who supposedly spread rumors about Melissa? The one who transferred suddenly? Marcus says Melissa slashed her tires and threatened her family. Jenny's parents were too scared to press charges. My phone buzzed. Another message from Melissa, somehow using a different number. They're all lying. You know me. 15 years, Carter. Don't let them turn you against me. Sarah grabbed my phone. Look at the timestamp. This was sent from the county jail. She's still trying to manipulate you. I can't believe I never saw it, I muttered, staring at the growing pile of evidence. That's how she wanted it, James said. She played the perfect best friend while building this whole fantasy world where you'd end up together. Diana touched my arm. There's something else. Marcus mentioned she keeps a storage unit. He's willing to show us what's inside, but he says we should bring the police. The painkillers were wearing off, but the ache in my chest hurt worse than my head. 15 years of friendship, and I never knew I was friends with a monster. The next morning, we met Marcus at the storage facility on the edge of town. I only found this place because I got suspicious of her late-night disappearances. One night I followed her here. She'd spend hours inside talking to, well, you'll see. How long have you known about this? Detective Wilson stood beside us, warrant in hand. A month, maybe. After the promotion incident with Lisa, I started keeping track of Melissa's behavior, but I was scared to come forward. She'd notice when things weren't exactly how she left them. What made you change your mind? Sarah asked. The mirror attack. I knew she was obsessed with Carter, but watching her actually try to... I couldn't stay quiet anymore. The storage unit door creaked open, revealing walls plastered with photos, hundreds of them, all of me, spanning our entire friendship. Some were even edited to remove Sarah or other girlfriends. She called this her special place. The way she talked to these pictures, it was like you were actually here with her, Carter. These journals, Sarah pulled out a stack of notebooks. Every single day you spent together is documented. She even wrote alternate versions of events where you fell in love with her. Check this out. James lifted a box. Trophies from all her victims. Lisa's employee badge, Jenny's car registration, even fragments of that mirror she used at the party. Detective Wilson documented everything. This is beyond stalking. These are signature behaviors of a serial offender. There's more. Marcus played a recording. The night before your housewarming, she was practicing what she called the big scene. Melissa's voice filled the small space. When Sarah's out of the picture, he'll finally see. We'll have our perfect ending, just like we planned in high school. 3 more victims came forward, Detective Wilson added. All filed reports but couldn't prove anything. Melissa was careful until now. The security footage from my cameras, Diana handed over a USB, shows her stalking Carter all night at the party. Hold up, Sarah pointed to a calendar. Next Friday's circled multiple times. What's happening? Marcus went pale. Tom and Amy's engagement party. Everyone from our old friend group will be there. She's planning something else, I realized. Even after everything. We'll be ready, Detective Wilson assured us. But we need you all to act normal. Attend the party. Friday arrived. The party was in full swing when Melissa walked in, out on bail since yesterday. Carter, you're looking better. Her smile seemed frozen. Can we talk privately? Whatever you need to say it here. I want to apologize. That night, I was stressed. Like when you pushed Lisa down those stairs? Her eye twitched. Who told or terrorized Jenny's family or the other 3 girls? They're lying. Marcus, tell them. Should we show them the storage unit, Melissa? Her face contorted with rage. You took them there? That was ours, our special place. There was never an us, Melissa. She lunged forward, but officers grabbed her. Everything I did was for us. You'll see, we belong together. Diana squeezed my shoulder. It's over now. But watching my childhood friend being dragged away in handcuffs, still screaming about our destiny, it didn't feel like a victory. It felt like 15 years of memories shattering all at once. The courthouse buzzed with tension as I took the stand. Melissa sat at the defendant's table, staring at me with those same obsessed eyes. How could you do this to me? After all we had? She burst out before her lawyer could stop her. Order in the court, the judge's gavel echoed. The prosecution calls Lisa Martinez. A woman with a slight limp approached the stand. She pushed me down 2 flights of stairs because I got the promotion she wanted. I had to leave town. She kept sending threatening letters to my family. 4 more victims testified that day. Jenny, finally back in town after 5 years, trembled as she spoke. Melissa slashed my tires, sent dead animals to my house, all because I went to prom with her crush. My parents moved us across the country to escape her. Your Honor, the prosecutor stood. The storage unit contents show a pattern spanning over a decade. The defendant kept trophies from each victim, documented her stalking of Mr. Carter, and planned multiple attacks. Sarah squeezed my hand as Melissa's work history was presented. 3 companies, each with suspicious incidents involving female co-workers who'd either quit or transferred. The defendant is clearly a danger to society, the prosecutor continued. The premeditated attack on Mr. Carter was the culmination of years of escalating violent behavior. Marcus testified about the recordings, his voice steady despite Melissa's glares. She'd practiced confrontations in front of the mirror, talking about her perfect ending with Carter. The jury took only 2 hours to return their verdict, guilty on all counts. Before sentencing, Melissa stood. "Carter, please. Everything I did was because I love—" "The defendant will remain silent," the judge interrupted. "Based on the pattern of escalating violence and stalking behavior, I sentence you to 15 years in state prison." Outside the courthouse, Diana showed me a local news article on her phone. Melissa's company fired her. Her parents are selling their house and moving away. "Her mom called me," Marcus added. "Said she's cutting all contact, can't handle the shame." "Hey," Sarah pulled me close. "Let's focus on healing. Dr. Thompson said your therapy group has an opening." "Already signed up. James is driving me to the first session tomorrow." 6 months later, we all gathered at my new apartment. Different view, better security system. "To fresh starts," Diana raised her glass. "And real friendships," James added. "Got something to share," Sarah smiled. "Remember that promotion I was up for? They're adding a security consultant position too." "That's my girl," I grinned. The ring in my pocket felt lighter now. Perfect timing. My phone buzzed, a notification about Melissa's first appeal being denied. Her former victims had formed a support group, Stronger Together. "You okay?" Sarah noticed my expression. "Yeah, just thinking. 15 years of friendship ended with 15 years of prison. Kind of poetic." "More like justice," Marcus said. He'd started dating one of the detectives who worked the case. "Some people show their true colors too late, but at least they show them." Looking around at my real friends, I finally felt safe. The scar on my head would always remind me to trust my instincts, but it wouldn't define my future. Melissa chose her path. I was choosing mine. What would you do if you discovered your closest friend of 15 years had been living in a complete fantasy about your relationship, documenting every moment, collecting trophies, and planning to eliminate anyone close to you? At what point would you have noticed the red flags in Melissa's behavior? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever experienced someone's obsession turning dangerous? What were the early warning signs you noticed? This story shows how people can hide their true nature for years behind a mask of friendship. If you found this psychological thriller interesting and want more stories exploring dark friendships and revenge, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. We've got plenty more real-life inspired stories coming your way. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the people closest to us are the ones we need to watch most carefully. Let me know in the comments, what was the biggest red flag in Melissa's behavior that Carter should have noticed earlier?